Hey everybody, it's Joe Artis Horn. I'm down here at the beautiful Whispering Ponies Ranch, and I'm joined by my good friend Cody Ragland, who is here running the second week here of camp for these kids that come out here to Whispering Ponies Ranch.
Yep.
For those unfamiliar, we serve the children that have been abused in every imaginable and unimaginable way here. They go through a week-long reprieve, an oasis in what Wayne Tesh, the founder of Royal Family Kids, calls an oasis, a theater of the outdoors where they get their Jesus Christ encounter. And we've got a little story today that we want to share with you. But before we get into that, let me ask you, Cody, how do you think the second week is going? And is there anything that really stands out to you about what's happening with these kids as they're playing with amenities, they're learning about Jesus, they're surrounded by people cheering them into all kinds of fruitful things?
Yeah, I think this week is going great, Joe. Thanks for having us here, by the way. For these kids who come from really hard places to experience the type of care, the type of love that we've shown to them this week, it's been really incredible. And in fact, just a story today where one student went up to another one and said, "I know you're yelling at me, but can you just tell me what you need?" And that was incredible to actually hear, because that really gets to the heart of what we're trying to do for these
Showing
kids.
some restraint.
Yes.
Getting to the heart of communication, yeah.
Yes, and so just seeing that is just a really amazing, and just, getting them to experience Jesus here and getting to experience love that, unconditional. And they get mad, they get angry, but yet we show them Christ, we show them grace, and they've seemed to respond well to that.
Now, Cody was with us last year for the whole insurance debacle that, if you follow this ministry, you're very well appraised of. What's it like to be back at Whispering Ponies Ranch?
Amazing. So excited. Luckily God provided a camp space for us last year, but we are so thankful and so grateful to be back here at Whispering Ponies Ranch. This camp was built for this ministry in mind. And that's what I love about this, because there's not just random things that could be unsafe for these kids that are just hanging around that other camps just don't think about. That this camp actually thinks about, cares about for these children, because it's all about the kids.
We tailored it as per, the Royal Family Kids and what their criteria, and we really tried to make sure that we were mindful for the things that you're describing. You're right. Other campgrounds facilitate everybody. Men's retreats, hunting and women retreat, everything. This was made specifically for these children that have very specific needs and programs in mind. Let's tell our story, because I know you've got to get running. He's got so many people clamoring for his attention all the time. In fact, when we pulled up, he was doing an intervention, and we had to wait a sec for that to kind of simmer down, and he got some help with that. But there's a young man here this week, and I'll let you describe him, but I would describe him as one of these whose attention is really difficult to capture.
Yep.
And he's what I would also describe as a runner. He tends to get really bored really fast, and he will dart off into the woods, and you have counselors have to go with him. He'll dart off into the kitchen. He wants to grab things and touch things and explore stuff. And your box of ZIPLINE equipment, he instantly, what's in this box? And he's very curious. But here's the thing. His name is Noah, and I've got a little something I want to show you. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but this is a decision that happened as an organic moment, I think, a Jesus Christ intervention this week. That we decided to create like a little informal plaque around and send home with Noah, because he was here at the ZIPLINE. We're standing here just below the ZIPLINE a couple of days ago, and he was having these moments where he's running around, and we decided to highlight his enthusiasm for the ZIPLINE in a really positive direction. So I think I said something like, "You know what, Noah?" Because he had the opportunity, the very rare opportunity of zipping like 3 or 4 times, and usually we don't have time for that. I said, "Noah, you're like the ZIPLINE champion of the world." Well, he just took at face value that I must know something, and so he put his chest out. I'm the ZIPLINE champion of the world. And then it was one of your team.
Yep.
Okay, we had one of the young people run in the background. We had to make sure we blocked video. So we're rolling again now. But Noah was at the ZIPLINE, and he took my word at face value that he's the ZIPLINE champion of the world. And it was one of Cody's team members down here that comes in by way of Royal Family Kids. He says, was it Matthew?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
One of our camp cousins.
Hey guys, we are doing the best we can, but we've got kids out here and we got to make sure we don't get them on video. But Matt says he's the Zip King.
Yeah.
That was all it took.
Noah's hooked.
That's it.
Yeah.
He wants to be called the Zip King.
Yeah, and then today he would not only want to be the Zip King, but he wanted to now to be the Zip ROCKWALL champion as well. So
Yeah. So today when he came back to the ROCKWALL, he's like, you know what? I'm already the Zip King. I'm going to be the ROCKWALL King too.
Mm-hmm.
So he did all 6 of my lead ropes at the ROCKWALL. And for that, he doesn't know this, but tomorrow, before he goes home, Cody is going to present him with one of these. And it says, Noah, Zipline King and ROCKWALL Champion of the World 2025, Whispering Ponies Ranch.
And he's gonna love this, guys. This kid, like Joe's already mentioned, kind of describing this kid. This kid, he's a very smart kid, but yeah, like a lot of these kids and where they come from, no one's ever encouraged them. No one's ever said, "Hey, you're doing a great job" or anything like that. So for him, like just this little bit of just inspiration has now burst something inside of him that maybe if it wasn't for Whispering Ponies Ranch and Royal Family Kids Camp this week, may never have been unlocked in his heart unless this week would have happened for him. So
Right.
it's just truly amazing.
And this is a picture done by your photographer here of Noah coming down the zip when we decided that he was the Zip King. And his face has been blurred for obvious reasons. The one that he sends home, it's not blurred. But he has had the time of his life. And we just thank you for supporting this ministry and continuing to pray for these kids, for their safety and for their encounter with Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll keep these updates going as often as we can all throughout the summer as we continue to serve. Thank you, Cody, for being here today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe, for letting us be here.
You got it.
Yeah.